All right, Matt Araiza, the former star San Diego State punter, spoke out publicly for the first time today after his lawyers say that his name is being dropped from that lawsuit against him.
And this lawsuit stemmed from an October 2021 party near SDSU that alleged he was part of a sexual assault. Our Zara Barker just heard from Araiza and joins us in studio with his message. Zara.
Yeah, Andrew, Maria, Matt Araiza's name is essentially cleared from this case. Araiza reached an agreement with the plaintiff to dismiss her civil complaint against him. Matt is not paying out any money, did not have to plea anything, and as of now, this ends all legal battles against him.
It has changed me a lot.
Former Buffalo Bills and SDSU punter Matt Araiza will now be dropped from a civil lawsuit alleging he was involved in a gang rape back in 2021.
Well, my name, my reputation, this will be tied to me forever. That won't go away. It was tough to watch the pain that it caused my family because, you know, I've been proven innocent, but they for sure had absolutely nothing to do with this.
This has been a long haul. It's long overdue. The Araizas have been put through hell.
As part of the agreement, Jane Doe dropped Araiza from the lawsuits, and Araiza dropped his defamation lawsuit against her. But Araiza is still reserving his right to file a lawsuit against Jane Doe's attorney, Dan Gillian.
It's an uphill battle to ever hold an attorney liable, but I'm going to do the best I can in my lawsuit against him.
After the district attorney's decision to not file any charges, many believed this would have been dropped then. But Gillian kept the complaint against Araiza until now. Araiza's attorneys say the shift happened when Jane Doe's lawyer got his own lawyer who settled the situation.
This idea society has that the second somebody files a lawsuit, it's completely true and we must take action based on what's alleged. I disagree with it. And I think professional sports teams as well as college teams should have the backbone to say, look, we take these allegations seriously, but until something is proven, we can't cut our guy. We can't push somebody out who's worked their whole life to be here.
And as for what's next for the former SDSU star.
When I was cut, I was an NFL starter. I just beat out a veteran. I was on a 4-year contract, and that won't be handed back to me. No one in the NFL is going to go, oh, here's the job that you once had. So working to regain where I was at is my primary goal right now. I'm confident that I'll be able to regain my NFL career whenever that is. I believe it's more of a when, not an if.
And Jane Doe's attorney, Dan Gillian, sent me this statement this morning saying, quote, "This was a mutual settlement agreement in which both sides released each other and neither admitted any wrongdoing. The settlement has no bearing on what happened that night in October 2021. He went on to say the facts will be presented to a jury who will make decisions on who did what and who is liable. The trial is months away." Now, in that statement, just to clarify, Dan Gillian is talking about the civil case that his client is still pursuing against the 3 other men named in that lawsuit. Again, despite the district attorney several months ago declining to file any charges against anyone whatsoever involved in this.
So we could see much more to come on this and other developments too as well.
Is there any indication, given the settlement here, where there's no wrongdoing said for either direction, that it could have bearing on that other part of the lawsuit against those 3 others who, as you said, did not have charges filed against them?
Yeah, and I mean, that's a civil case, so there's no criminal charges filed against anybody, not even those other 3 people named in the suit. But it will be interesting to see how this all plays out and if a jury does get to decide the fate of those 3 other people just in that civil case. I mean, this has been everywhere. It's hard to not get involved and not see something like this as well.
Absolutely. And we know you'll be on top of it. All right, Sarah, thank you so much.